Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to go into California's capital, Sacramento. I'm going to talk about the rap beefs and the street politics that's going on. I don't know if everyone is in tune with what's going on in Sac or the streets, but just a few weeks ago, a shooting took place outside of a downtown club called The London, leaving 16 shot and over 5 losing their lives. Just off this, you can see the streets of Sac ain't nothing to play with, but this isn't anything new. Sac has been going crazy for decades. But recently, the city has just begun light shined on them within the last 5 to 10 years with the likes of rappers like Briss, D. Steez, Coney, CML, aka Lavish D, and of course Mozzy. Before I can go into all the current events and shit going on in Sac right now, you gotta take a step back and go with how all this gangbanging shit and rapping started in Sac. In the 80s, Sacramento was a fast growing city, an open market for many Crips and Bloods from all over LA and Southern California. All the Bloods and Crips started building relationships with the people in the communities, and that's where all the Crippin' and Bloodin' started in Sac. During the height of the crack epidemic, this led to Crips and Bloods being spread out all through Sac. Sacramento was broke up into 4 sides. All have gang activity, and all have active gangs. Some of the sides would be West Sac, East Sac, North Sac, and South Sac, which they call Iraq. Old Park is its own section being called Midtown, or the Mids, or just the P for short. It would be too much shit for me to cover if I did all 4 sides in Old Park, so I'ma just focus on South Sac's beef with Old Park. Some of the original gangs in Sac are the Fruit Ridge Bloods, the Detroit Bloods, the Meadowview Bloods, the Valley High Pyrus, and hybrid gangs like Creek Mob and G Parkway. In the early 2000s, when Mac Dre had all his Stiz shit popping, he was aligned with a group called Something Terrible from G Parkway. They were even featured on some of Mac Dre's songs. They was making noise and rap at this time point, but also in the streets. These motherfuckers was putting in some work. Sac also has some Crip gangs from that era as well, like the Flat Dog Crips, the Valley High Gangster Crips, the Freeport Crips, and the most known Crip set, the Garden Block Crips. They consist of sets like 29th Street, 24th, and 21st Street. These are the areas rappers like T Nutty, Sebo, Brother Lynch, and X-Rated come from. If you're not aware of them, they're some of the first Sacramento rap stars. Sebo was said to be one of Tupac's favorite rappers and was the person who put the mob figures together. By the mid-2000s, the gang landscape started to change in South Sac and started to produce new gangs and cliques, which became gangs like Stars, 30s, and Gutter. These young wild motherfuckers began to make their name in the streets, taking on Old Park. Most of all of the South Sac gangs already rivals with Old Park, dropped their past beats with each other, or some just calmed down to focus on their most hated rival, and that being Old Park. The Old Park Bloods have always been one of the biggest gangs in Sac, and have been making noise since the 80s. With being one of the biggest gangs in Sac, they took on a lot of rivals as well. Some of the main blocks they claim in Old Park will be 33rd, 12th, and 4th. That's where Mozzy comes from. The younger generation of Old Park started making new cliques within Old Park in the 2000s as well, like Zilla, Fab, which stands for Fuck a Bitch, that later turned into cliques like Mozzy, Shooter Gang, and even younger cliques like Murder Gang and BOE. As you can see, Old Park has a lot of fucking cliques as well. At the moment, some of these cliques have internal beef, but that's another damn story for another fucking episode. Even though Old Park beefs with a lot of gangs, they also have allies in North Sac and East Sac. From the north, they're cool with hoods like the Manners, who are also rivals of North Sac gang, the El Paso Heights Bloods, also known as the Heights. The Heights are one of Old Park's main rivals. The Heights have good relationships with some South Sac hoods. Old Park East Sac allies are White Rock Piru and Lincoln Village Piru. That's the hood Mozzy artist Sally Rue comes from. Old Park, Lincoln Village, and White Rock don't fuck with another East hood from a street called West Aloma. They're also Pirus and have a set called Air It Out. They have some ties with South Sac hoods. Now I done gave you a breakdown of some of the hoods and some of the politics. So let me get to the fucking point of this video. We're gonna go into some of the rap beefs and what's been going on. Almost a decade ago was when dissing dead ops became a big thing all throughout the world. Motherfuckers became ruthless with the disses. In 2013, the war between South Sac gangs and Old Park was all over records. In June of 2013, Lick, who was from Meadowview and is a little homie of CML, and also affiliated with many other South Sac gangs like Stars, 30s, and Gutter, dropped a song called With the Shit. This song was such a big deal because he did some bold shit. He shot many of the scenes of the video at a known Old Park store called Old Park Market. In the song, he dissed Mozzy, Old Park, even having clips of an Old Park member getting his ass beat in the video. Mozzy, when he went by the name Little Tim, dropped a song with a dude named Poppy. They quickly responded and dropped a video called Headshots. They pulled up to a store called the Meadowview Market, which is in Meadowview, which is Lick Hood. They even shot some of the scenes on Mac Road, which is called the Jack by everybody from South Sac. Mac Road is called the Jack after a man named Jack from South Sac got shot and killed in front of Eric's Donut Shop in the Mac Road Plaza by Old Park Blood, so they named the street in his honor. Mozzy during that time period in 2013 dropped a song where this nigga went at everybody. The song was called The Truth. You know this song was gonna be some shit. His first lyrics were fuck Jack and Mac Road, and made fun of him being dead. He dissed the 30s, Lick, even Lick's baby mama. I mean, he wasn't sparing shit. Like, he couldn't even get a nigga baby mama a break. He dissed Stunner Blue and Stunner Nook, 229th Street Garden Block Crips. Stunner Nook was later killed on July 4th, 2016 in front of his kids. He dissed more deceased people from South Sac like D Weez and Tiny Wee. Old Park rapper Little Nick is in jail for the murder of Tiny Wee. Mozzy even accused CML of snitching in the song, saying he was the reason his big homie Snubs was in prison. It was said CML was jumped and stripped for his bins, and a police report was made. But CML snitching has never been proven true. But literally 12 hours after Mozzy dropped The Truth, some crazy shit happened. His friend, the light-skinned dude with the hat in his video, Zilla Zoe, was killed. He talked about it in the Vlad interview. Around this time, Mozzy's rival, CML, aka Lavish D, was beefing with rapper from Oakland, Filthy Rich. This helped Mozzy broaden his career, and they even did a diss on the CML, and Filthy went at DB the General. But CML and DB the General dropped a song called Mac Blast. CML accused Mozzy and Filthy Rich clicking just after Mozzy's drop Being Honest. CML and his crew caught an Old Park member named Kill Bill who was close to Mozzy at Order Mall. CML recorded, and his homies jumped Kill Bill. CML posted this on his YouTube channel and captured it, Being Honest response. I mean, a ass whooping is one hell of a response. But this jumping led to multiple shootings on both sides, and also CML and some of his homies all getting jail sentences. While CML was in jail for some years, Mozzy's career began to rise more and more. But with more fame he gained, the less he name dropped. But he did refer to CML in songs as Wink Wink or Wanky Doodle. At a point, CML was making skits trying to get famous, I guess. But this shit looked fruity as fuck for a gangster to be making of his stature. In the skits he called himself Wink Wink, so Mozzy used this fruity ass skit against him. But with Mozzy still dissing him while he was behind bars, CML wasn't going for this shit. He dropped his own classic series of diss songs. One of the first songs were Where's Waldo? In Where's Waldo, CML brought up Mozzy's cousin, Mozzy, getting shot and getting a shit bag. He even said he bet Mozzy be having a house smell like shit from his bag. He then talks about Mozzy dissing him and how that got his friend Zilla Zoe killed. Even with Mozzy's career elevating and him moving out of Sac and CML being in jail, the streets of Sac still was on fire and bodies were dropping on both sides. During the time of most of this happening, Lick was in jail. But Lick got out of jail in 2016. Lick was known for doing his thing in the streets. Even Mozzy admitted he was really putting in work in the streets.
From the sucker side type, I was fucking with Lick shit. I like Lick shit on the beat because this shit was kind of real. That nigga was really, like, I'm saying, he slid through that motherfucker and get do his Dougie. This shit was cool.
In late 2016, Lick dropped 2 diss songs, one being Double Back on Him and the other one being No Air. In Double Back on Him, he would go straight at Maserati Rick. Maserati Rick is a rapper from Old Park and is a part of Zilla. Lick said his little brother had Rick scat out of Walmart, and he even dissed New Money, that crew Maserati Rick is affiliated with. He even said Mozzy is lucky he hasn't caught him yet. In No Air, he referred to Mozzy as being a liar in his music and always lying about catching bodies, and how Mozzy wouldn't be shit if he didn't click up with Filthy Rich. Maserati Rick snapped right back at Lick, calling him a pedo, also saying he was a liar about the Walmart incident. Rick also questioned Lick's gang affiliation. But the No Air video will be used against Lick. Police started to investigate him, and he was arrested shortly after. Police found the strap on Lick, and with him already having 2 strikes, this will be his 3rd strike. He was sentenced to 30 years to life in 2018. I can say getting life for a strap is some bullshit. People get life for serious things, and this don't fit the criteria. But police play a dirty game. As you can see from this video, some deep shit going on in Sac in the streets, and also in the music. If you want a part 2, let me know. If you haven't already, check out my previous videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.